Talk about Devin's sons. Sadly, Kevin Durant.
He spent 3 seconds
He's
on these niggas.
looking like he's out this year in
Poverty,
the
poverty.
poverty franchise. They look like they're gonna rebuild and send
They
Kevin
got to.
Durant to another team next year.
I
Who
think
do
Book's
you?
gonna ask out, in my opinion.
Nah, there's no way. I think he's there for the
I
long
think he
run.
will eventually. Nah, I think
I
he's gonna
think
be a lifelong son.
I think he'll be there lifelong personally, but yeah,
That's
they're
not the
gonna
era
try
we
to
in no more.
rebuild. Huh?
I said it's not the era we in no more.
We'll see. I think he's built different.
Mexican Mamba on the way. Him and Luca patched it up already.
This guy. But their plan is to trade KD and get assets to like build around Devin
Yeah.
Booker. So if KD gets traded, where do you want him to go?
The biggest one that I've been seeing is obviously OKC, which would be
Mm.
on crack. I would shoot somebody if that happened. Not even gonna cap. Like I would be actually very upset. But in terms of assets and players, there's no other better team more equipped to trade for Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
literally have more picks than they could possibly use because all the role players that they keep drafting keep end up being good. You know what I mean? Like Aaron
yeah,
Wiggins is good as hell. Like Isaiah Joe's good. Like you can't just give him away for nothing. Like you can't just
exactly.
waive him. And so yeah, in terms of who can trade for him, but in terms of like who where he'd be best at, like one's also over OKC, but I honestly
It's
don't
okay.
even know where else. Like the Spurs is one. I saw the Spurs on this list. That would be interesting.
They do have the assets for it. That would be interesting. And 1v and KD.
Yeah, that
Funny
would be
thing
crazy.
is,
Having them both on the same. That's like half the court. They all just go like this. Like
1v
not half the court, like
KD,
the whole
De'Aaron
sideline.
Fox.
Like
Yeah, that would be a
that would be
championship.
that would be a tough team. And he'd be a vet. You know what I mean? He could show them kind of
Yeah,
like professionalism. I mean,
yeah,
De'Aaron Fox is pretty much a vet now, but
yeah. He's a vet at this point. But I do agree with you with the OKC being number one. Like, if you don't make it to the finals this year, or even shoot, if you
yeah,
even if you don't win a championship this year with OKC and their expectations as a team, you definitely want to trade for Kevin Durant because you have all these picks, all these assets, like stocked up. Like you said, they have a great bench with Aaron Wiggins and players that you can
yeah,
trade to for the Suns to have depth. And there's an offer that you can make an offer that the Suns won't deny. And him, Shea, Williams, and Chet together, and you still have like some of your bench players if you just trade most of your
yeah.
draft capital. That's definitely a championship level team, and him going back to OKC would be like pretty funny, honestly.
It'd be crazy.
Going back,
It'd be like his Cleveland. It'd be like the second Cleveland
LeBron and
Browns thing.
Cleveland, yeah, you win a chip for
Mhm.
OKC and just end your career there. Poetic.
I think that would definitely be a like that would put them over the top in my opinion. I don't like I said I don't think they're over the top now. Like in
Mm.
terms of like being like a foregone, like they're the best team, but like the reason honestly like the reason I see the OKC and I'm not like also hyped is because we've seen so many 60-win first seeds just like get cooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's rare that
Raptors.
the first seed 60. Yeah, it's rare that it's honestly rare that a 60-win team like wins the chip for some reason. Like
Boston did it. You need to have to like you really need a good roster or have a guy that you know is like superstar talent. I don't think Shea has
yeah,
been tested in playoff atmosphere to the point where like we know Shea is one of them dudes in the playoffs
yeah,
until we actually see it. And this year is going to tell us a lot about him and the
100%.
Thunder too. Williams
So that's
and
why
Chet.
I think if they get anything less than conference finals, in my opinion, then I think they immediately like look for a trade like type of
I
thing.
think if you don't win a chip, you go for
I think
KD
they'll think
because
about it. I think they're like, like or like not because they don't want to trade so much for KD. They might want to get like a, you
yeah,
know what I mean,
because
smaller, more marginal trade. But
you can only like make your roster so much better with the draft capital that you have. Like at some point, you're gonna have to trade for somebody.
yeah,
This is like
yeah,
your roster, you know. So like you're gonna have to trade for somebody to put you over the top. And if Kevin Durant's available by the time of the offseason, then you do what you got to do. You get them,
I
man.
think Bill really ruined that team, dude. That's so crazy.
Yeah, they just don't have enough to like compete. Anywhere Kevin Durant goes, you have to give up a lot for him. So
It's literally like a
sucks,
fucking
but
black hole, like on the salary cap.
they traded it. They traded
Like,
Aiden too.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally just
Oh,
that's the fucking black hole in the salary cap. They can't even do anything.
another team. would be the Warriors. Warriors sign and trade Jonathan Kuminga
Oh,
to a max. Trade him. We have draft capital. Shift Pajemski. Get KD, Jimmy Butler, and Stephen Curry with Draymond Green. He was on Draymond's podcast the other day, so it doesn't seem like there's bad blood between them. He might have a reunion back with the Warriors. If KD comes back, instant chip. Him, Steph, Butler, Green.
brother. Like that's probably like that's one of the worst trade packages I've ever seen in my entire life. Like,
but Jonathan Kuminga,
you said Kuminga and pods for Kevin Durant.
Yeah, you give him depth and picks. As long as you sign and trade Jonathan.
Like Nick Harrison only worked for the Mavs, right?
Huh?
He does not also work for the Suns.
What do you mean? You're trying to build a roster of depth to help Devin Booker out. Jonathan Kuminga, if he can showcase that he still has
you definitely need more pieces. I don't know who you guys got, but you would definitely have to give up more than that. Like at least because they need they still need players. Like they're short on their roster stinks. Like
Jonathan Kuminga is a good player. Jeffsky, good player. Moody, good player. That's depth right there. Then you get draft picks.
Moody, to be honest.
I think that's another good destination for him. Spurs, like you said, that'd be a top 3.
Yeah, that's a decent top 3. I don't know who else. Yeah, so you talking to us? I'm sure like.
Nah, because we'd be able to hear him. He's still lagging.
He's unmuted.
Like we can't hear him though.
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
Yeah, like it said you're unmuted, but we still can't hear you. I see you talking, but I wasn't sure if you were saying like if you're talking to us.
Yeah, I can't hear him. Nah, nothing's coming out the mic. Shoot, that was all the topics I had. To be honest.
Hey man.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
50 minutes sound good to me.
Actually, I had a playoff one. Like, what if the playoffs start today? But
hello,
we need more. There you go.
Now I can hear you.
Now we can hear you.
Yo.
Yeah,
there it is.
You gotta talk like right into it.
Well, I guess my mic wasn't on or something.
Yeah, we see you speaking. I was like, we weren't sure if you were talking like I don't know.
I thought it was still lagging.
Yeah, lagging or something like.
I was at the beginning, like for a while. But
anything to add on these topics? Me and Omari kind of like 2 men.
I was talking about the KD thing. I was saying he already said he didn't want to come back. Like he already said that I don't want to go back to the Warriors. So that's a destination that he's going to go to.
His whole reasoning was because he wanted to finish his season out with the Suns, though. After I saw that podcast he did with Draymond Green, it must be some friendship going on to the point where he wants to.
I think now that they got Jimmy, he doesn't want to go anymore because now it's like, oh, you got my replacement already. Like he feels
if he wants a trip, do you think he decides where he goes, or do you think the Suns will just?
Nah, the Suns will do right.
Absolutely, he said that him and the team is gonna figure out a destination that's best for him, which is crazy.
Yeah,
because like, what has he done? To be honest, he's been there 2 years, 1 first-round exit. Like, you gonna do him a solid? I mean, I guess.
Hey, man,
it's him being the man.
It's not his fault though. It's not him or Book's fault. It's the fucking. 1, it's Matt Ishbia, and then 2, the roster just stinks.
Bradley Beal.
Yeah, it's Bradley Beal, but it's Matt Ishbia's fault. Can't even blame Bradley Beal. It's Matt Ishbia's fault for even trading for that nigga.
Hey man, they try to make a chip happen. Didn't work.
They try to, you just fly too close to the sun. Like you make a bombshell move for KD as soon as you get into the job.
It was a great trade.
It was a great trade, but it's just
you know how embarrassing you had Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, and all you got is 1 playoff series.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and then you get you get that good thing. You see how good it is, but then you try to do too much, and then you know what I mean. That's what happens. So we try to do too. I guess with the Westbrook shit, we try to do too much. Like,
where do you want to see him go best?
Where do I want to see him go? I mean, if we're being unrealistic, probably like the Thunder or like the Rockets.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I say unrealistic. The Rockets could actually happen. I don't think the Thunder would trade for him though, personally.
Why not?
I know y'all were saying that. I don't think that they would. I just think that
they would depends on how the playoffs
natural, development of players and stuff like that. So it seems to me.
Yeah,
that could be the case. I think if they get cooked, Because they got second rounded, right, last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, they get second rounded again. I think they'll do it. But that's why I gave him like a conference. Like, I think if they get to the conference finals, they'll be like, like you know what I mean? Like they won't want to make that big of a move. But if they get like first, I don't see a world to get first rounded. But if they get second rounded, I think that they'll want to make like a decent move.
Yeah. There's going to be some type of pressure to the point where fan base and media is going to force the organization to try to make a move for them to win, you know.
A second round, they'd get killed.
At some point, you got to do something. Right? You can't just...
I just don't know if it's Kevin Durant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, how many Kevin Durants are there that for like an opportunity of that to happen? Where it's just freely like that when you have the most assets you have, and then
I feel like they would go after like a big or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Kevin Durant solves all your problems, though.
That would be a long and they're already long and tall. That'd be even longer and taller.
No, that's their biggest issue last year was definitely a big, and they got high heart.
Yeah, but that'd be imagine all three of them playing at the same time, and then like Shea and like J-Dub.
Crazy. The Spurs one would be pretty hilarious. See happen.
That would be, yeah. That's what I'm saying. They'd literally be able to like go like this and like block.
No, they got Harrison Barnes, bro.
That's all they need.
No worry, call Draymond Green back so you can kick him off the team, then put KD there.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, when it comes to the Warriors, I feel like it would be decent because Jimmy is also like at the end of the day he's a shooting guard. I know he plays small forward now in the modern era, but came into the league shooting guard. So it's just like, you know, he can easily just
don't even think they can do that anymore.
What?
You never know. I feel like that if Kuminga like plays well at the end of the year,
they just gave Jimmy like $60 million, bro. Like what money do they have?
You can still sign Kuminga to a max. I'm pretty sure because of he's a rookie. Sign and trade him to a max, and then
you can go over the salary like tax or whatever and sign him.
Yeah.
And then
Suns pay him, and then Pajamski's been hooping recently. He wouldn't be winning games without him, honestly, playing the way that he's been playing. So there's still some level of potential
there. He's a good compliment to Jimmy and Steph.
Yeah.
You want to be AR so bad, man.
Build him up so you can trade him to the Suns and get Kevin Durant. And we'll have a big three.
If I'm KD, I'm going out east, bro. Fuck the West, dude. This shit is too packed out here.
He tried that at Brooklyn. It didn't work.
Brooklyn.
What Eastern team would he?
Yo, I'm going to Detroit, bro. Me and Cade, we got a whip out there.
Ooh, come on now.
No, Cade is that guy, bro. Cade is like future MVP.
Yeah,
so
I watched him. I watched him yesterday for the Rockets or the Clippers game. He's him, bro. The way that he's legit.
I've been hype all year. So you know when you get a nigga in fantasy, like you just want to watch him.
Yeah.